I'd like to welcome everybody to the final round of debate at the UTS 2019 Summer Speech and Debate Camp. I'm going to be your speaker today, and I'm Serena. Representing side proposition, we have the Prime Minister,
Brandon,
and the Deputy Prime Minister.
Makai.
Representing the opposition, we have the Deputy Leader of we have the Leader of the Opposition,
Travis.
and the Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Jeff.
I invite each speech in this round will be 4 minutes, followed by 2-minute reply speeches on each side. I invite the Prime Minister to deliver his address, not exceeding 4 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. On our side of the house, we would like to live in a world where we abolish grades. We define abolishing grades as no A+, B+, C-, D-, or F, anything like that. We define it as only pass or fail. My first point is that if the teacher gives a grade with letters and numbers, the kid would feel bad about their grade, and they'll feel like they suck. So they would want to give up at the school. My second point is school is where you can learn, and it is where it helps you prepare for the future. If you go to a different school, the marks are different. So the kids will think, I want to go to an easier school. I'm doing bad at this school, and I suck. This is how they'll feel, but if it was pass or fail, the grades will look the same, and kids will feel like, okay, I'm doing good at this school. I should go to a harder school and see how I do there. Yes?
Don't you think the entire learning opportunity of a school is to teach kids to learn from their failures?
Well, you can also learn because it says pass or fail. And if it's fail, there's feedback, so they can also learn from that. And if it was only pass or fail, the fail grades may be good, and it might not be that bad. And they'll say, okay, I'll go to a harder school, and they're challenging themselves. Because if you go to different schools, the marks will be different because each school isn't on the same level. One school is easier than this other school, and this school can be harder than this school. So if there was grades like, okay, you got a C- or D- or you failed, then the kids will be like, okay, I give up. I don't want to go to this school. I want to go to an easier school. They won't challenge themselves. And yeah, thank you.
I thank that speaker for their remarks, and I invite the Leader of the Opposition to deliver his 4-minute address. Whenever you're ready.
First, let's acknowledge what side proposition wants to do. They want to live in a world that dissolves the lines that form success. They want to devalue the traits that motivate children to pursue and work for their dreams. They want to make special children feel not wanted. They want to abolish our sense of progress. Hi. Today, side opposition will be explaining why we think they are wrong. First, we will go on to refute their points, and then I will go on to my 2 constructive points, which is from the kids' perspective, as well as why this resolution is not big enough to warrant change. And my partner will go on to how universities will be unable to differentiate between different students, as well as the parents' perspective. So, to refute your points about school being a learning environment, what makes removing grades any better than having grades? Having grades allows kids to have a variety, a choice, a variety that they can use to gauge their progress. They can use it to give themselves a sense of success. For example, if someone were to have an 81% versus a 100%, both are passing grades, but neither children will be acknowledged for their work. Also, when you say it'll make kids feel bad, I feel the entire purpose of school and learning is to feel the sense of, is to learn from their mistakes. And you said a fail would lead to that. Well, grades also have a failing standard. So I fail to see why removing grades would make that any better. Also, onto my first point, which is from the kids' perspective. Like I said, it helps the kids gauge their progress and gives them a sense of success. It also adds to their motivations, gives them a sense of positivity, and makes them work for their goals and want to excel. It makes them think studying will help them succeed instead of just receive a passing grade. By removing grades, we train them to be tame, domestic, and teach them that they aren't unique, because everyone, no matter how hard they work, will get around a passing grade. And I still feel, like I said in my refutation, that losses and fails help people learn. So, on to my second point, that the resolution is not big enough to warrant change. My first point would be that schools are already extremely sensitive to how different people learn. They offer tutoring, they offer special needs, and they don't just judge by the grade. They judge by projects, they judge by conversations, they judge by in-class performances, and they judge by homeworks and more. That is why Side Opposition is proud to say that we would like to keep grades.
I thank that speaker for their remarks, and I invite the Deputy Prime Minister to deliver his address not exceeding 4 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Today I will be saying some points of my own and also be refuting a couple of your points. If children get bad grades, they'll be discouraged and they won't want to learn as much, and that will lead to them getting failing more and failing more, and they won't want to do well in school because they won't want to try, and that leads to them getting a bad job. And school is supposed to prepare you to get the best job that you want and do what you love. And you said that that you won't be able to gauge your progress with our stuff, and you won't be able to say how much you improved. But there's still feedback. So if you get lots and lots of feedback, and then at the end there's little feedback, and it says oh, you've done a great job this year, then you will know that you did well and you improved throughout the year.
Yeah. What do you think the students are going to notice that their grades, A's or B's, or their feedback? Grades are just what you got, but feedback, you have to read it through and through to know what to improve on.
Yeah, but if you just get a grade, you don't know what you need to improve on. But with feedback, you also know what you need to improve on. Yeah.
It's not necessarily that if you give a grade, there won't be any feedback.
Yes, but grades also discourage people. So if they get a C and they also get feedback, they might be oh, the feedback's just gonna be bad stuff about me and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, do you think that the majority of the students are gonna if they look at their marks to see they're gonna fail again and again? Why not? Some students can think that.
As I was saying, with feedback, they can learn what they need to do. But with grades, if they get a C, they might be discouraged, and they will be oh, I did really bad. I don't wanna read the feedback. And also, so people in high school, get a good average to get into a good university, because the best universities will look at your average and see if you have a 90% average versus 85% average, it's a big difference about which schools you can get into. So they take easier classes, and then they don't learn as much in high school when instead of challenging themselves in hard classes, because they want the university that they want to go to be like, oh, this person has a 90% average, they're really good, even though they only went to easy classes. Whereas like, instead of them being like, oh, they only got an 80%, move on to the next person. So the goal of school is to prepare you for the future, and our system does that better than the system in place currently. And I'll be moving on to refuting. You said that that it motivates children if they have an A+ or something, but also if they get a bad mark, it makes them less motivated. For example, if they got a D or a C or even an F. And you said it also gives them a sense of success. Well, like, it also gives them a sense of failure if they have bad marks and they think, like, I suck at this, like, I'm a failure. And that is it. Thank you.
I thank that speaker for their remarks, and I invite the Deputy Leader of the Opposition to deliver his address, not exceeding 4 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And so what I will be doing is refuting side of proposition's point, as well as stating my own constructive points and rebuilding my partner's points. So let's get started. Side proposition said that SSAT, like universities won't accept students like above or below 90%. Well, if a dumb student gets a pass grade and some other like really smart student gets an average or pass grade, how are the universities going to know who's better if there's like only one spot left? Okay, so my first constructive point, parents' perspective. So they know how they're doing in school. So it's like, say that they get a A, then this parents are gonna be really happy about it. But if they get like a fail grade, say like a C+, parents are gonna know that they need extra curriculums or tutors to help them improve their grade. And the parents know how to like fix their bad habits if they get like a bad grade. For example, if they play video games too much, like they spend too much time on video games and still receive a passable grade instead of so the parents will like instead of forcing them to study 5 hours, they will only force them to study 1 hour. Yes.
Are you aware that feedback will do just that?
Yes, coming back to my point that the student are only most of the students are only gonna care about like the grade because like it's on a sheet of paper and you're gonna see it like once you get the paper back. But feedback, you have to like read it over and over again to like actually know where you're gonna improve. So my second constructive point. So how are the good universities are supposed to know the most diligent or industrious kids are supposed to like accept the most legit or like industrious kids. Coming back to my point, they only accept kids to that has a grade above 95% or something. Okay, so rebuilding my partner's points. Once again, we feel kids should learn from their mistakes. So in feedback, goods do it, but grades are most likely to impact them. Our system also has feedback, so say that they have a grade and they don't know they don't know where to improve. They can look at their the feedback. And coming back to my own point, universities can't tell which student to accept if they're two students that are that have like the same marks. And my last rebuilding point, good high schools generally prepare you for tests like the SAT, which looks at your grades. Thank you.
I think that speaks for their remarks. Everybody has 1 minute to prepare their reply speeches, and then the leader of the opposition will deliver his 2-minute replies. Minute starts now. Okay, your minute of preparation is up. I invite the leader of the opposition to deliver his 2-minute reply speech summating up the debate. Whenever you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be once again reviewing what side proposition has said, as well as summarizing and explaining why our points are still valid. On to some of the reviewing. For example, side proposition said that kids who got worse grades would feel discouraged, and it would lead to an endless cycle of worse marks followed by worse marks followed by worse marks. However, we feel that that is completely incorrect, considering that grades, they also come with feedback. Our current schooling system comes with grades as well as teacher feedback, which would lead people to knowing how to succeed, and they say that sure, they'll feel discouraged, so they won't look at the feedback. We believe that they will be motivated to improve on the next time because they would not want to get a mark next time, not just grovel in misery. And then you guys also, side proposition also said how universities will pick students only based on their percentages. However, this is not true, considering they look at your community work, they look at the activities and projects you have organized, and they also look at the high schools you've went to, and you're saying that generally harder high schools and harder classes would result in students getting worse percentages, but they also look at your what high school you are coming from, as well as good high schools also prepare you for the test for evaluations such as the SAT, which universities look at. So what have we said? We've said that from the kids' perspective, they would have motivations to work. They wouldn't want to study just for the bare minimum. They would want to work for their dreams. We've also said that your resolution is not big enough to warrant change. We've said that schools already provide tutoring, special needs, as well as other things. We've said that we've told the story from the parents' perspective, and we've said how universities are unable to differentiate. Thank you.
I thank the speaker for their remarks, and I invite the Prime Minister to close out this debate with his 2-minute address. Whenever you're ready.
So, and I want to refute some of your points and summarize what I've been talking about. So you said that if they get grades, kids would want to study more, but if they get a passing grade, they would also want to study so they can keep that passing grade. And you said how universities don't know if they're good, they're smart or dumb, but in universities they take tests to see their grades one more time to double check. So now I'll be summarizing. In conclusion, I still believe the House should abolish grades. Kids wouldn't want to go to better and harder. Kids would want to go to better and harder schools, and they will not feel bad about their grade. People in high school will want to get a good average grade so they can go into a good university, and they still get feedback. So that is why I think this House should abolish grades.
I'd like to thank everybody for a great debate.